What happened was I had a blood sugar level of upwards of 400. And we found out when my mom had gone to North Carolina for a while. I think she was there for a couple of weeks. But when she left, I started to feel different. I was constantly thirsty. Uh, I would use the bathroom, be thirsty again, use the bathroom, be thirsty again. It was just this constant cycle. So I knew at that point that something was wrong. So when she came back, I was like, hey, I think we need to go to the doctor because something's wrong. So we went and they gave me I told her my symptoms. And so she said that she had a hunch, so she gave me one of those blood sugar uh, test things right there on the spot. And when she saw the numbers, immediately she was like, "Go to the ER. Like this is dangerous. Go to the ER." The ER. Um, so we went, and from there I was hospitalized, and they did some tests, and they found that my kidneys were not processing proteins. The proteins were passing through and into my urine. They also found that my liver was had slightly elevated numbers, and at this time my A1C was about, I think, 11.3, something like that. Normal is considered 5.3 and below. When you approach 5.4, you are considered pre-diabetic. Although from what I've heard from my doctor, some doctors are thinking about tossing that that diagnosis out and just calling people diabetic. Um, anyway, so that happened, and they basically told me, if I didn't do anything about it, that I would be screwed. Um, for males, it makes us impotent. Um, aside from also, you know, possibly losing a limb, things like that. Uh, so I took it as a wake up call. And for me, what I started doing was I cut out soda. If I wanted to have soda, I would drink Zivia, which is flavored with the stevia plant, so there's no sugar in it. Um, I started drinking a lot of water and cut out carbs. And then if I did, eventually, when I did want to have some carbs, I would monitor how much I took in. Uh, and so when you have this thing, it sort of forces you to like pay attention, look at things more. So I found myself looking at the backs of like packages more and things like that. And as of last year, November, I'm still feeling great. By the way, but as of November, I believe it was last year when I went to my endocrinologist for a follow up. She looked at my blood work that they had just ordered then, and she was blown away. She said that my A1C was down to 5.1. It was normal. So, you know, being healthy is important, especially now more than ever. So, what I've been doing, I've been going on walks. Fresh air is great. The sun is great because it gives you vitamin D. And vitamin D is absolutely essential to bolstering your immune system. You must have vitamin D. D2 and D3. So I do that. I also take vitamin supplements. I got vitamin C and vitamin D there, and I take that once a day. But you guys can walk. You guys can walk around. You go outside, but when you do, again, social distancing. You want to be like, I would say 7 feet away from someone. You know, but and avoid groups of people. There shouldn't be any groups of people right now. Honestly, but yeah, that is what I struggled with, and I turned it around. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. Anyhow.
Oh, we're proud of you too.
Thank you.
And you should be proud of you.
I am.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I am, yeah. The crazy thing is when it was at its max, like when I was hospitalized, they said that I had lost 20 pounds just by urinating so much.
Yeah.
That's nuts, guys. That's crazy. So be careful. If you're a smoker, stop smoking, because that,
and drinking.
Yeah, and don't drink alcohol.
Sleep. And try not to stress.
Yeah.
Stress can affect your immune system and lack of sleep.
Yep.
So exercise helps with sleep, and it's also on the list. I know we can't go to the gym or anything, but we can do some exercise indoors. We can go for a walk as long as we stay far enough apart. Ride a bike.
Well, I want to say too that right now, as we speak, countries like South Korea, 50 million people have effectively beat the coronavirus because they're having way more recoveries than are people being negatively afflicted by this. So we are coming through this. It might take some time, but we are going to get through it. And I would say read a book. I know a lot of us probably don't read as much as we should now, but this is a great time to pick up a book and just dive right in.
Yeah, my birthday was the first of this month, and before all this happened and got really bad, I decided to get me a birthday present, and it was the Killer Book of Serial Killers, and I've been reading it, and it's really interesting. It's got trivia and everything at the back of it, and it talks all about serial killers because I'm weird like that. So I even took, serial killers. Just pick a subject that you like, I've always wanted to learn about or been fascinated with, and there's all kinds of books. There's books for everything that you want to research and learn about.
Um, Sorry, I'm trying to communicate with someone in the live stream right now.
Oh, that's okay.
Um, yeah, Eliza. Timothy is in the chat.
Oh, I didn't look at it. You can be right.
Yep. So, another thing is keep hydrated, drink plenty of water. I do want to say though that that apparent test that you can do on yourself by holding your breath for 10 seconds, that was proven to be false. So you can't test yourself that way.
Yeah, I would also like to give a PSA with those medications that some of the government has been talking about, that hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin, that the FDA is saying that unless it's prescribed by a doctor and you're under a doctor's supervision, do not take those medications because it can cause an irregular heartbeat. So please, if you want to try them, talk to your doctor and go from there.
Yeah, but again, the FDA is testing the feasibility of these drugs right now as we speak.
They are. Yes.
India has been using that to combat the coronavirus with some promising results. Other countries
Just
have.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other countries.
Just don't go out and get. I'm so sorry. I keep.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Other countries have been using that combination or those drugs too, and with success. So right now, our FDA is looking into that too. So just we have to give ourselves some time. Try not to freak out, because I would say in a lot of ways fear is just as dangerous.
It's more.
Yeah, well, because like we've touched on briefly before, when you give in to fear, you become increasingly suspicious. You can't. It's like you can't have a moment to breathe. You're just tense all the time, and that's no way to live. Even when we're not in this pandemic, you can't give in to fear.
We don't notice that we're acting out of fear.
Yeah.
But you have to sort of take yourself out of the situation.
Yeah. And there's.
I think our fear is we're not all gonna get coronavirus. We're not all gonna be affected by it, but a lot of us will be. But we are already all experiencing that. The fear is we see it in our grocery stores. We see it
in the empty streets. We see it with people wearing masks and gloves.
Yep. And again, please be considerate. You know, just because I shared that bit of positive news with you from Harvard about 99% of people recovering from coronavirus, don't get it in your head that if I get it, I'll be fine, and I can go out and socialize. Consider that there are people who do not have as strong immune systems as you, and you're putting them at risk. And we have a lot of elderly people around the country. We must respect them. They've given us a lot. Maybe not the politicians, but they've given us a lot, and they've lived through a lot, and they deserve to live more. So, I mean, a lot of cultures and a lot of ancient cultures revered the elderly because they were seen as a source of wisdom and a source of knowledge. And that's what they are, with a few exceptions. But for the most part,
I was going to say, yeah.
For the most part, that's what they are. And they have every much, as much of a right to live as we do. So be mindful. Don't go out unless you absolutely need to.
Same with the immunosuppressed and the disabled. We all have just as much right to live as everybody else, so please be mindful of all of us.
Yeah. And, there are a lot of people out there with invisible illnesses as well. A lot of people that have anxiety disorders. So please, I know that humor is important during this time, but just be aware that some people are more affected by what you might consider to be humorous. Other people might, read into that too much, and it might cause them to stress out. So, stop with the fucking purge memes, because those are annoying. And we don't want someone out there to get the idea, because that would just fuck up everything. And we have to come together now more than ever. And the beautiful thing is that I think for once, at least to most of us, we are seeing that we are a global community. That we're seeing unprecedented levels of cooperation, of aid. I mean, I spoke about this yesterday and the day before, that there are distilleries in our own country that are making their own hand sanitizers to give away for free. Hand sanitizers, which, by the way, are made properly with the proper ingredients.
I was going to say, if you make your own, I don't know what all the ingredients are in it, but if you make your own, you have to have at least 60% alcohol in it for it to be effective.
Yeah, and do not mix Clorox with...
No.
Because that will make chloroform. And that is a dangerous, dangerous gas.
Like bleach?
Yeah.
It'll also burn your skin off and your eyes out.
Yeah, yeah. So why would you... Unless you're...
Don't use alcohol like drinking alcohol. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
Look up stuff. Read. This stuff you should know.
It has to be either isopropyl or ethanol, and 60% and above. So
exactly.
don't go mixing things. That's really dangerous. Um, yeah, thanks, Timothy. Yeah, Timothy said 70%. But
Harvard said it was anything 60 and above.
Yeah, that's what I had heard too.
60 and above, yeah.
FDA and Harvard and stuff was 60 and above.
If you have 70%, awesome.
And most things that are labeled hand sanitizer that are like liquid or whatever are usually 60 or above. But yeah, check it.
Yeah.
You want to be safe and you want to be clean when you think you're clean.
And the other thing is to be aware that, unfortunately, I've seen that there are people that are trying to capitalize on this situation by offering, products and things like that. I mean, I can't tell you how many times in the last couple of days I've seen things on my feed about ordering these masks to help protect you against the virus, and like, these masks need to be reserved for our healthcare professionals.
Exactly.
The only people that need to be wearing masks are people that are sick, so that they do not spread the bacteria around. Otherwise, you should not be wearing a mask. And you shouldn't be going out either. Unless, it's for a walk or, for necessities. And again, avoid groups, because even though you might feel fine, and again, the vast majority of us will recover from this, somebody else might not. So consider that. But the other thing that I thought would be kind of cool to do is Netflix has this, watch party stuff going on. And I was thinking, if I can figure out how that works, that we could all, hop on that, and watch some shit together.
Yeah.
I did want to touch on before, though, what we said in the very beginning about favorite foods. I do love Mexican food. Burritos are the shit.
Yes.
I just gotta say. I'm not a big fan of seafood, and I have gotten flack from several people before. They're like, "What? How do you live on an island and you don't like seafood?" I can't do it.
Every person has a different taste.
Yeah, I can't. I just can't do it.
I am the same way.
It's like the texture. I think it's the texture, the smell.
Yeah, it's everything. The smell, the taste, the texture.
I like some seafood, but not a whole lot of it. One of the things I can't really handle very well is I don't like a lot of pasta. It usually gives me a headache. I don't know why. So when we have spaghetti or something, I'll just eat the sauce, not the noodles.
Mm-hmm.
And coconut, I cannot handle coconut. I can't. Not necessarily the taste, but it's like what you guys say with seafood, more texture. So, yeah.
We all have our things, but there's ways to be healthy around that.
Oh. So, Timothy just shared a image of people in New York that are still hanging out in groups. Look, I'll say this.
I told you yesterday about my friend.
Yeah. Your friend too. That's coming back, or that is back.
He's back from Japan.
So,
like, I'm kind of surprised that there wasn't any sort of quarantining, screening, or I don't know exactly what happens. But yeah,
Again, guys, each of us we have a role to play now more than ever. We have a duty to our fellow citizen, as well as our parents, our grandparents, people who have underlying health conditions. We must follow what our healthcare professionals are telling us.
Mhm.
If we do, just think of it this way, okay? By staying home or by staying isolated and practicing good hygiene and social distancing, you are saving lives, and we'll get through this that much faster. You just
Exactly.
have to pay attention. Don't don't not care that this is not the time for that. Don't be like those morons at Florida. Which also, by the way, they are not part of the millennial group.
No, they
Those
are
are
not.
they're not millennials. Us millennials, we
In
are
our
we are
30s and 40s now.
we are doing what we're told. We're just chilling. Those are Generation Z.
Yep.
The same generation, mind you, that did the fucking Tide Pod challenges. So,
Uh-huh.
Stupid.
Millennials are not early 20s and teenagers.
Yeah.
We are old adults now.
Yeah.
we don't have. Well, I can't say everybody, but we don't aspire to really be YouTube stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Also, I would like to add, talking about anxiety a little bit ago, I would like to say something like, if you do have anxiety or fears, relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw. You wear glasses, and you're like me when you're anxious. You hold the sides of your head taut, relax your ears and those muscles on the side of your head, and just relax and breathe. It's going to be okay.
yeah. The other thing I was thinking about doing too is doing some meditation. Or if any of you guys haven't meditated,
I don't know how. If you could please show us the way.
okay.
Yeah, because every time I've ever tried, I end up falling asleep.
So the easiest way to do it, which is like absolute beginner level, is if you can, you want to sit up straight. You want to close your eyes, take deep breaths, and focus on your breathing. And keep taking deep breaths. And then you want to imagine, I know this is going to sound cheesy, but you want to imagine that there's a light growing within your chest. And imagine that energy is radiating out through to your arms, down to your feet. And as you do this, you'll be able to hear things that you haven't heard before, maybe. You'll be able to hear the birds, any surrounding sounds. You are becoming one with the moment. And we're silencing your mind. And you're going to keep on picturing that light as it envelops you. And it's going to be like an armor. Now you can do this for, I would say, if you're just starting, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. You don't even have to, do the full meditation. You just take deep breaths and close your eyes. And this deep breathing exercises help tremendously. It increases your oxygen intake, also releases endorphins. It's amazing what our bodies are capable of. Just simple things. And the more you do this, the more center you'll find within yourself, and the easier the days will become. And I would also say, if it's sunny out where you guys are, anyone who's listening, if it's sunny where you guys are, had some trouble there. Anyway, go stand outside for a couple minutes. Maybe try that meditation outside. The sun is amazing. It's great for you. Even though, yes, it can burn you. Having exposure to it is also greatly beneficial because it's giving you that vitamin D. And like I said before, vitamin D is one of the ways in which doctors are now saying to bolster your immune system. Because the stronger your immune system is, the stronger it will be against the virus. And, the other amazing thing is, if you consider the fact that inside of us we have billions of living organisms. And even though science has not yet shown that they contain consciousness of their own, I say that they do. I believe that they do. Because we know that, again, through meditation and breathing exercises, and people have been able to reverse serious health issues just by doing these things. And I know it sounds crazy, but these people's stories are true and they are out there. In fact, I've been watching the last couple of days with my mom about cancer patients. People who were given months to live, who decided to do alternate forms of therapy in the form of breathing exercises, yoga, introspection, and healing themselves through embracing the moment and being in the moment. And I had one physician that was talking about how he had no idea how his patient had reversed the cancer that he was diagnosed with. But he took it. He's like, I don't care how you did it, you did it. And you did it your way. So our bodies are capable of incredible things. Don't underestimate them. Our cells, I feel, respond to the energy that's around us. So the energy that we take in, that we are exposed to, if we are only taking in negative energy, if we're only focused on negative things, that will most likely stress us out, and the stress will last, and the cells will start to vibrate at a different frequency, and the cell walls will lose the uniform cohesion that they've had before. And when they lose that cohesion, that is when you become more susceptible. And yeah, and thank you, James. James just pointed out in the live chat that Many things that were science fiction are now science fact. And he said not because it existed, but because people made it happen. So, you know, your thought process is just as important as what you're physically doing. That's what I feel to be true. So, if you're focused on doom and gloom, if you're saying there's no way that I can get out of this, then you affect your reality that way. Because what's happened is that you've completely resigned yourself to the notion that things are going to get better. And a lot of people fall into that. And we can't afford to do that now. So, if you haven't meditated before, try doing what I said earlier. You know, just try and sit up straight, close your eyes, focus on your breathing, take deep breaths, and imagine a light emanating from your chest and growing to envelop your extremities and your body as a whole. You know, if you do this, try it for like 10 minutes even, and do it every day, and you will start to feel better. Listen, I've noticed that, and feel free to chime in anytime, guys, but I've noticed that just in the past couple of days, I'm sure you guys have heard the change too, from the first episode. I took a walk. I've been taking walks today and yesterday. And we've had the sun. And after taking that walk, we walked for about 30 minutes. But after taking that walk and being in the sun, you really do start to feel better. And I feel that, you know, now I can sit here and say, for me personally, I'm confident. I'm confident in us. You know, and I'm trying to deliver this positive message to you guys.
Yeah.
So, you know, keep that in mind. And if you want to, there are some great guided meditations that you can do. You can look up a man by the name of Mooji, Mooji. He's Jamaican, but he is a yogi guru, and he's fantastic. Russell Brand too does meditations, and yoga and breathing exercises. Because here's the thing, guys. At the end of the day, if you take care. Oh hey, Nashay is joining us now. I guess better late than never, right? Let me get her in.
Okay.
Hey Nashay.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Hey.
So.
Sorry, I joined the party a little late.
No, you're good. You're good. So. Yeah, what I was gonna say is, at the end of the day, if we take care of our bodies will take care of us. So be kind to it. Do what you can to feed it, to make it feel loved, wonderful, as if that sounds cheesy. But it will pay you back. Bolster your immune system again. That is the most important thing that you can do right now. We're gonna be all right. So Nashay,
Yes,
thank you for joining us. By the way,
of course.
I asked them earlier, but what are some of your favorite foods that you like?
Right now, I'm absolutely obsessed with pineapple. Like, it started off as like a home decor type obsession, but I love pineapple. And I personally follow something called the anti-inflammatory diet. And it involves a lot of garlic, ginger, chicken, and pineapple. So everyone knows that, like, garlic is a natural antibiotic, which is true. And pineapple is actually a natural anti-inflammatory. A lot of people think it's acidic, but it's not. It can actually help a lot of inflammation in the body. So it's really good for you. Same with garlic. It kind of just, garlic is pungent, which is good and bad. And it means that it gets inside your body. It can actually help a lot if you're sick. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of obsessed with those things. And Sam always teases me because I always have yogurt. And I'm always joking about eating yogurt. But the science behind that is probiotics. And I actually drink this stuff called, I don't know if it's kefir or kefir. I think it's kefir.
Yeah, it's kefir, yeah.
Yeah, and if someone doesn't know what that is, it's basically like a yogurt drink, but it doesn't have as much sugar in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it has all of the good bacteria and good flora that your stomach needs. So, but yeah, right now those are kind of my faves, and it's really easy just to Google anti-inflammatory diet. It's nothing specific. A lot of it that I follow, I just try to keep in mind what the pH is in a lot of foods. So I try to avoid acidic foods, and a lot of people don't know what those are. And I try to avoid what are called nightshade plants. Unfortunately, that means potatoes, which generally means French fries, of course.
Yes.
And all of this kind of stuff. Honestly, it's a person by person thing. It's about what your body reacts to. So this is in no way like everyone should not eat any of these, because that's not how it is. But nightshade plants are potatoes, peppers, like yellow, red, and green peppers.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of things, and that can obviously make inflammation worse in your body, and I try to avoid those. Or for me, a lot of it is if I do have some of them, I try not to have them again for a couple more days so my body can get rid of it, and so it doesn't like build up. But what is everyone else eating?
I am eating a lot of pineapples. I love pineapples.
Yay!
They're my favorite looking fruit. They're my favorite tasting fruit. I love everything that they do. And yeah, I sort of went to the grocery store one day and I saw that like shit was getting nuts. And kind of the only thing that was there was pineapple, because no one knows how to like tell if it's ripe. They don't know how to cut them open. So I just like got a bunch of pineapples and they just started getting ripe. So I'm pretty
nice.
about that.
Yum.
Yeah, I've been doing this. I have a smoothie every morning that has a bunch of superfoods in it. And it's got a bunch of plants, herbs in it, ancient grains, and then I have my antioxidant mix, which is it's got frozen pomegranates, black cherries, strawberries, blueberries,
Yum.
and I throw that in the blender, and I'm good to go. I haven't been eating so much. I don't know how that is for other people, but I think that kind of a lot of people right now are not eating so much. Whether that's because of the nervousness that's in the air or whatnot, but it is also important again, guys, to keep your strength up. You have to. So
Yeah.
Eat, don't starve yourself, but don't overeat either.
My nutritionist told me something, and this was a while ago. But my nutritionist said, eat like a king for breakfast, eat like a prince for lunch, and then eat like a pauper for dinner. So that just means like eat your biggest meals in the morning, and then get them smaller throughout the day. And he joked with me. He was like, even if he's like, flip your diet around. He's like, I don't care if you have, a chocolate sundae for breakfast and, a steak and some potatoes or something. But as long as you're, when it comes to nighttime, just have like a handful of some fruit and a piece of toast. Like go really light at night before you eat, before you sleep. And so that's also something I've been trying to follow. I will say I am horrible about having nighttime snacks. Absolutely horrible. But that definitely did stick in my head as well. So I don't know if that helps other people or not. But that helps me, in my digestion and it, feeling better that way and not as bloated when I go to bed at night.
Gotcha. So what is
and don't forget to drink water. Drink a lot of water all day long.
Yeah. So what are
I'm actually gonna head out now. I'm gonna go check out my neighborhood grocery store because I tried to go earlier today and it didn't work out. There was a line.
Okay.
Oh goodness.
And I feel like maybe later would be better. I'm gonna go check it. So
yeah.
I'm gonna head out.
All right.
Okay.
Great talking to you guys.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah, stay safe,
All right.
and maybe I'll hit you up again tomorrow.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Be safe.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 All right. You guys still here?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, Nashay, earlier I said that, and for those of you who are just tuning in right now, I said that your mental health right now is just as important as your physical health. And your mental health can also affect how your physical health is in turn. So, what I said was people should, if they're feeling uneasy, overwhelmed, to try and meditate.
Yep.
And you could do it as simply as, if you're starting as a beginner, if you haven't done it before, you can just try and sit up straight, as straight as you can, and again, close your eyes and take deep, steady breaths and exhale and focus on your breathing. And once you do that, try and do it like 10 times, steady breaths. You'll start to hear the sounds around you. Start to hear the birds, the leaves and the trees swaying in the wind. Or if it's raining where you are, you'll start to hear the rain better. And you'll be in that moment. And it's up to you whether you want to do this or not, but you can focus on your chest and imagine that there is a light growing from within, radiating out to your extremities and encasing you in an armor of light. And keep that feeling. Hold on to that feeling. And just sit there with that for, keep your eyes closed and sit there for another 5 or 10 minutes if you can. So if you can strive for 10 minutes, great. 15, awesome. And I said before, there are some great guided meditations that you can do. You can find them on YouTube. Check out a guy named Mooji, like I said, Mooji. He's an amazing, amazing man.
I will say, I'm one of the people, I am terrible at meditating. I've had, the best yoga instructors try to teach me. I've had actual medical doctors try to teach me, and some of my best friends that, they, feel the higher vibrations all the time. But I'm personally not made to meditate, and I have talked with others that are the same. And it can definitely be frustrating when people are like, oh, you just need to learn how to meditate. You just have to focus on your breathing. You just have to do this. You just have to do that. I know myself, and I will never be able to fully clear my head. And I don't know if it's because I'm a cusp baby or what. I'm called a Libra, so I'm literally on the day between Virgo and Libra. And so I'm definitely...
I cannot it. I just...
No.
And my counselor once, has always asked me to meditate.
Yeah.
To help with my anxiety and everything, and I've always tried, and I keep wanting to try.
And it would always make my anxiety worse because I would get mad that I can't figure it out.
And then I get disappointed in myself, and I hate myself.
Exactly. And I get so sick of people telling me, oh, you're doing it wrong. Oh, you need to try it this way, and you try it that way. Not everyone is made to meditate, and that's okay. You have to find your version of recentering yourself. And that's why I call it recentering myself. I don't call it meditating, because most people are going to think of, sitting up straight, listening to your breathing, and trying to have an empty mind. And that just, damn, I love you to death, but some people, we just can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's great that other people can, and I definitely, it's great for people that can, but you definitely have to find what works for yourself. For me, it's listening to music. And it's not that I shut out the rest of the world or anything like that. I cut myself out of the world, and I go into my own little world. I have a playlist that calms me down, that kind of puts me in a happy but calm mood. And I think that's really important to tell people, especially in these times where everyone's kind of running around panicking. You don't have to force yourself to meditate. Don't try to force something when it's just not going to happen. Just find what works for you. For me, what also helped is there is an app called the Calm app, CALM. And of course, there's a premium version that you have to pay for, but I just use the free version. And it's on my phone throughout the day, and it sends me little reminders like, hey, whatever you're doing right now, stop and breathe for 30 seconds. And I know that sounds silly, but it works really well, because it's happened when I'm in the middle of Target and I'm running errands and I'm doing this and I'm, swapping out calls, and then it pops up and it's like, hey, just sit there and don't do anything for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And that helps. You just breathe, and it's amazing. And when people tell you to meditate, don't take it as such a literal thing. It just means and what also helps is so before I go to bed at night, I have a little pen pad next to my bed, and I just write down 2 or 3 goals for tomorrow. And it's like simple things. It's not like, read 5 books by the end of the week. Nothing like that. It's just like, tomorrow I want to wake up 10 minutes early and cook a good breakfast for me and my husband.
Yeah.
Easy, done. Just it's small steps, especially when this is new to very many people, whether you're working from home and you used to go to an office, or you're still in your office, but it's just you and your coworkers, and you're stressing about what's going on. There's so many changes happening in everyone's lives, and I've seen it like firsthand. There's something going on in the universe right now, other than the virus, that's causing just absolute chaos.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but I have, and it's just like, whoa, hold on.
The other thing I want to say is, people on the mainland, please do not come here now. We don't have the capacity. There's nothing for you to do here anyway. All the beaches are closed.
Yeah.
Hotels are following protocols. Do not come here, because
the only reason people should be flying now is to get home.
Yeah, and even then, our governor is issuing a mandatory 14-day quarantine. So don't come here, okay? Because I said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it. A lot of us have big families. A lot of us have children.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us have elders. We can't, we're not, we don't have the resources. So
you guys aren't equipped to handle this.
Yeah, so please.
I mean, you guys aren't even equipped to handle the normal mass population that's there sometimes.
Yeah. So, but luckily, I mean, we have wonderful doctors that are that have set up emergency. They set up a new addition to our hospital here, but we only have one hospital, guys. One hospital for an island full of people. So do not come here. And if you can, anyone that's watching this now or listening to it later, I'm sorry these podcasts are so long, but I try and do it to keep you guys occupied. Please make a post either on Instagram or Facebook, whatever social media you have, and say Hawaii is closed.
Yep.
Hawaii is closed. Do not go there. Tell them that we don't have the resources to deal with them now, and there's nothing for them to do here anyway. So just stop.
Honestly, your vacation is going to be so much better if you're not worrying about catching a disease and passing it on to someone and then dying. Let's be real.
Yeah, and don't.
The beach will be there in a month. I promise.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
Don't be selfish. Really, don't be selfish. Your fucking spring break or whatever it is that you're on is not worth the lives of other people. So just fuck off with that. Seriously. We don't want your shit here.
Nope.
And that pretty much goes for other places too. My understanding is that other states have started to take those measures as well.
I think Florida is finally closing some of its beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, I saw that the hotels there are going to close too.
Yeah, Vegas is closed down. All the casinos are closed in Vegas as well as the hotels.
Yeah.
Like, guys, that's got to tell you something. When Vegas is closed, done.
Yep.
Yeah, because again, what's going on is that we want to try and flatten the curve, as you've heard before. And that means that by staying home, you are stopping the spread to other people and thereby decreasing the load on our healthcare system, which right now,
Sorry, go ahead.
these brave nurses and doctors and scientists are trying to find something that is going to get us out of this. And I mentioned before, there's already some promise going on there. There's already some promising things developing. But we have to give them time. And you cannot overload them. You know, that because you're threatening to make them sick as well. So please stay home. Stay inside. There's other things you can do. You know, just keep that in mind. Don't go out. If you want to go to a friend's house, don't. Honestly.
That's why there's Skype. Seriously.
Yeah. Or fucking Instagram. There's other ways that you can communicate with people nowadays. So please.
Like, you guys, it's to the point now. My sister works in the ICU in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado, and it's to the point where she's had to have not one, not just a couple. She's had to have several conversations with loved ones of family members that are in the hospital. She had to tell the family of a 40-year-old mother. Okay, the mom was 40 years old. She had to tell that family that they can't hook her up to a ventilator because they also have a 19-year-old boy that has a better chance of surviving, even though they are both in a coma. They both have coronavirus, and that's why they're in the ICU. They both suffered from multiple pneumonias when they were growing up and had scar tissue on their lungs. But this mom that is 40 years old that has children and a grandchild, they had to tell them, we can't put her on a ventilator because we don't have enough of them in Colorado, you guys. Like, this hospital has over 300 beds in it. Like, it's not just a local, sorry, my alarm's going off, I'm so sorry. It's not just a small town local hospital. This is a University of Colorado hospital.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's such a big deal to not travel and to not spread it, you guys.
Exactly.
Like, you having fun on a beach does not equal to a mother not getting to have her grandkids see her or know her. Mm-hmm. Like, just be considerate, guys. Come on. Like,
yeah.
Now is the time to just own up and be like, hey, I can have fun in my house on Skype with my friends. Wear a bikini. Crank the heat up to 95 in your house. I don't care. Like, it's going to be fine, you guys. But we just...
Yeah, you have to listen.
Yeah.
Have to listen to the guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
none of these guidelines were made easily. None of these guidelines and protocols were made just to follow them lightly. They have made these announcements because it is detrimental to our society to follow them.
Yeah. And again, just because you're healthy doesn't mean other people can handle it the same way. So, don't be like that nonchalant. Other people are incredibly susceptible to this thing. But moving away from the negative stuff, you have people like Elon Musk, who right now is actually working to manufacture masks for the healthcare providers. So there's really great stuff going on. Gamers.
I think we're all going to learn a lot about our world and the benefits that we have of coming together.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be the true silver lining it. Through all of this, also at the end.
Yeah.
Not just... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm so sorry, but I'll have to be right back, okay?
Oh,
yeah,
no
yeah,
problem.
yeah, you're fine. So,
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have to wait until the end to see how coming together can help. I think there's amazing things happening right now in the midst of the chaos. And Sam, you know a lot of more stuff. What's going on? Please tell us more.
well, you know, again, the other things that are happening is that over in Venice, we mentioned earlier that the waters are clearing up.
Oh yeah, the canals.
Fish have started to, sea life has started to come in further inland.
Yep.
Animal populations are starting to come back.
Yep.
Air quality is getting better. So
Yep.
the earth is taking a moment to breathe. And
Literally.
has effectively put us on timeout. I mean, really, that's what's happened. So
Yeah.
take this opportunity to look at yourselves, to look at your fellow citizen, and say, realize that we mean a lot more to each other than we thought we did before.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're all in this together. And, you guys should check out, if you guys got Instagram, you should check out The Rock's posts that he's been doing lately. They're really helpful, motivational. He's doing awesome stuff. We have to be positive. So whatever helps you feel positive, do it, just as long as it doesn't involve, hanging out with your buddies. At least not in the conventional sense. Because, again, that's the only way we're going to flatten the curve. So,
Yep.
Keep positive. You can take a walk. Do some yoga. Do some meditation.
If you guys need something fun to do, I just discovered this app. It's called Evil Apples. It's literally Cards Against Humanity online, and you can play with just your friends too. And it's not like we're getting paid to say this or anything, but you guys, we get to play Cards Against Humanity while we're being quarantined. Come on now, that's amazing.
Yeah, and don't risk other people, guys. Really.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to save each other here. And again, even though I mentioned earlier that 99, according to Harvard and other doctors, that 99% of people who contract this virus will recover.
Yep.
Don't be brazen. Don't be arrogant. In fact, I saw somewhere that I think we should all follow. It says, assume that we all have it.
Yep.
So assume that we all have it and stay inside. Stay inside. That's it. Wash your hands and be mindful of other people. Stay the fuck inside. Don't go out.
Yep.
I know a lot of you are like, well, want to go to the beach. Being over there is not going to hurt anybody. It is. It will. So.
And it could hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Why risk it? It's not worth it, you guys.
Yeah. And I know a lot of us are not used to this. This has been a time for reflection for a lot of us. A time of learning. But, we adapt. That's what we do as a species. We adapt. And,
exactly.
We're going to get through this. We just need to give our healthcare professionals time. There's already been a few promising developments. If you're just tuning in, I'll mention it again. Our FDA is now actively investigating the use of hydroxychloroquine because it's been used in other countries such as India and China. And China especially has shown significant decrease in the amount of cases. South Korea, they're for like I think 5 days in a row now, the rate of recovery is far outdoing the rate of infections. And these places have got a handle on it. And we're going to get a handle on it too. We just need to give them time. And to give them time, again, what are we going to do? We're going to stay in the fucking house.
Stay inside.
Yeah. Please don't hang out with your friends, at least not the way that you used to. I know that there's separation anxiety, but this is paramount.
I mean, honestly, guys, if you're that bored, you can message me or you can message Sam and be like, hey, I want to be on the podcast. I'm bored. We would love it. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, if it keeps you from going outside and spreading it, please, just message us. We will welcome you with open arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Back, by the way.
welcome back.
Thank you.
But that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for the benefit of not just myself, because it helps me relax, but for all of you. Because luckily we have our computers, we have our phones, we still have each other, so that's why I'm doing this, because I'm here to be a resource for you guys, to help you guys.
Exactly.
And we need to come together without coming together, if you know what I mean. So
I see what you did there.
That's what we got to do. And remember, spread the word about not coming to Hawaii. And spread the word about other places that are having a difficult time. Don't go to New York. In fact, I think you can't go to New York now anyway. So, don't go to Florida. Don't come here.
Honestly, just unless you're trying to get home to be with your loved ones, just stay where you're at. And if it's honestly if it's a negative place, you just can't stand it right now, look up resources in your area, because I know there's a lot of you that also used work or school as your safe place. And, these precautions that are having to be made and the sacrifices that people are going to have to make, we get that. It's a problem. And that's one of those cases, there's definitely going to be extenuating circumstances where if you absolutely have to go stay at your friend's house, get there. Unless you have a fever or you're showing symptoms, just find a safe place where you can be healthy as possible, and definitely try to look up resources in your areas, because I know there's a lot of places that are giving out food for families that can't feed their kids right now if they're not in school. There are a lot of places that are asking for healthy volunteers to create a safe place, again, for kids that are not safe at home. And, if you are scared where you're at or you're in danger, please, please, please reach out to those around you and find a safe place. And if you need help looking for resources, message one of us. I will definitely do some digging, and I'll see what we can do and what we can help you guys with, because I know that's another problem as well that unfortunately is being brought to light with all of this going on right now, is that people aren't able to get somewhere safe for the whole day. So please don't be shy. If you guys need help, whether it's mental help that you need, you need resources for, or if you're in physical danger, again, please message one of us, and we will definitely find somewhere or something to help you guys. Okay?
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if you're feeling alone, even in the slightest, if you feel like you're having an anxiety attack, feel free to contact me, and I'll contact these guys that have been on my podcast, Nashay, Aaron, Eliza, Tori, and we can get
it's awesome. We're all in different time zones too, you guys.
Yeah.
So Sammy, obviously he's in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
I am 6 hours ahead of him. So I'm in Tennessee, and Aaron, what are you the same time zone as me?
Yeah, I'm in Central Time. Are we 6 hours ahead of you, Sam, or are we 5 hours ahead?
I think you guys are 6 hours ahead of me now.
It's
with the time change.
Because it's 4:36 right now here.
Yeah, so we're 6 hours ahead.
That's 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours.
Right.
Okay.
But you can message me if you have me on Facebook. You can message me on there. You can also, if you're following my SoundCloud, which by the way it's soundcloud.com/The Unity Podcast, all one word. If you're following me there, you can message me on there, get in contact with me, and please guys, like and share this. Comments would be helpful on my SoundCloud as well as my YouTube. My YouTube channel is Electric Panda 808, all one word, capital E and capital P.
And you guys, we're not trying to look for fame here. We're not trying to, plug Sammy's SoundCloud and everything.
No.
He's just trying to create a safe place for anyone to go. He's trying to educate people. That's our main goal here. We're not trying to be like YouTube famous or anything like that. We're just trying to reach out to those of you that, could need some help, or those of you that don't know the facts of what's going on in the world right now. So yeah, please share and spread the word as you can, because we like having, we're not going to give you some bullshit answers, that you get on the news. We're not going to, say, hey, it's going to be fine and this and that. We're here to spread positivity, and we're here to talk about the truth. And most importantly, all of us are here to help you guys. That's why Sam started this podcast, is to help people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I do want to mention that I was trying to, if anyone out there knows how to set up a Patreon, let me know, because unfortunately for a lot of us, again, who are working at home now, we still have to try and make a living somehow.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows how to do that, and I'll hopefully I can set it up, and then whatever you guys can give would be wonderful. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just trying to sustain
We're just trying to stay
myself
afloat.
here. Yeah. But this is all for you guys. So, again, I'll be posting this on my YouTube as well as my SoundCloud, so you guys can listen to it wherever you are. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Comment, like, that whole thing, because we want
Subscribe
to get the word out there.
and share.
Yeah, we want people to feel connected, because that is important now more than ever. And we do have Google Hangouts too. So if you want to be in on that, shoot me a message with your Gmail, and we can get that going too.
You can join our lovely bullshit talks where it's a free-for-all, guys. It is an absolute free-for-all. Any topic you want to talk about, we talk about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the main thing is, the message here is that we're trying to stay positive. We can't let fear overtake us, because fear can, in various ways, affect your physiology. It just stresses you out, makes you overly anxious. You can't rest as easy, and that doesn't help anybody. Exactly, James. James said, "Divided we fall, but united we stand, and united we are, America. We will come through this, and the world, we will come through this. We're all one global community now. So, stay positive."
I'm not laughing at you. I would never.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, stay positive. I'll come back again. I'm hoping that I can actually do this maybe twice in one day, depending on who, people want to jump in. We'll see. But that's what I'm going for.
Let's try to do like a Q&A. What do you think about that, Sam?
Yeah, we can do a Q&A also.
I think there's a lot of questions that people have floating around out there, so...
Yeah, definitely. We can do that. James just said Sam for president.
I was thinking, I thought maybe you should be on a horse, with half your face painted, getting ready to go into battle, and,
No, I'm not
standing
that.
up for all that is right.
Yeah, laugh it up. Anyway.
Gotta have something to laugh at in these troubled times. Might as well be you, buddy.
Yep. But
give us your questions, though, guys. Let us know your deep thoughts, what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Or, let us know what's getting you through the tough times right now. Maybe it'll give other people ideas, how to, not end up in an insane asylum with their family by the end of all of this.
Yeah, and I think that would help. That would help a lot of people too, to hear what other people are doing to stay sane, stay positive. Because for me, like I said, I've been going for walks. And really quick before we wrap up, also music is very important. So I wanted to ask, you, Nashay and Aaron, what are you guys listening to right now that is helping you?
Oh goodness, let me pull up my phone, and I will tell you. Aside from music, I've been listening to a comedian. His name is Kyle Kinane. It's Kyle with a K, and then Kinane is Kinane. He is hilarious. He's very real and talks about the laughable everyday things that people go through, and I think comedians are really going to be a huge hit right now. I also listen to, her name's Eliza. I have no idea how to say her last name, but she's on Netflix. She is hilarious. So I've definitely been listening to a lot of stand-up comedians. let me take a minute to find what music I'm listening to. Erin, what are you listening to right now?
I haven't really been using YouTube to listen to music. I've just been watching a lot of videos, random videos. But one of the bands that is always my go-to to try to help keep calm is Tool. Tool is always helped me remain calm and be in a certain mental state without having, and they actually help calm my mind more than any other artist I've ever listened to. So, yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of Lindsey Sterling. I'm obsessed with her. I myself has played the violin. I've played the violin for over 21 years now. So,
oh wow,
she's a huge inspiration to me, and she's such a positive person herself.
Yeah,
I know, right? She's
I've
just
always wanted to learn the violin, and she's always been one of the reasons.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, I've been listening to her. I've been listening to, let's see, what else? I'm kind of the opposite. A lot of people listen to, like, calming music right now to make them calm. I listen to angry music. So I've been listening to a lot of In This Moment.
Great band.
What else? Yes, I've been listening to In This Moment, and let's see, definitely some old school Linkin Park, because throwbacks are a thing and they're amazing.
Definitely.
Yep. I like Motionless in White.
The 9 Inch Nails have always helped me too.
Yes, and I saw Manson and Rob Zombie in concert last year, and it was amazing. So I've definitely had those ones on repeat.
I saw Manson in Birmingham in 2019, 2018.
Yeah.
2018, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just, I'll make some public playlists here in a minute, and I'll have Sam link them to you guys, because it's just, I listen to everything, so it's hard to say, but those are kind of my top faves right now. Sam, what have you been listening to?
I've been listening to Angels and Airwaves. For those of you who know me, know that
Blink-182.
Blink-182 has always been my deal. But Tom DeLonge.
Your second heartbeat?
Yes, Tom DeLonge to me is a personal hero. His music is really uplifting, and I think we really need that. So if you guys haven't checked out Angels and Airwaves, if you've got Spotify, check it out on there. YouTube, check it out on there. He's also made a series of short films. One of my opinion is the great one is Poet Anderson. It's really trippy. He's got amazing vision, the guy, and he's trying to bring the world together too. So, listen to Angels and Airwaves. And my friend James is saying that he's listening to All American Rejects, Jay Sean, Akon, and he loves Lindsey Sterling too.
Who doesn't like Lindsey Sterling? I mean, like I said, I play violin. I could not do what she does. So
right now he's listening to Sick Like Me, Sex Metal Barbie, Black Wedding, Big Bad Wolf.
That's all good songs.
All good songs. Heck yes. Heck yes.
Yep.
I'd also like to add, completely away from the music real quick. The only reason why I'm thinking about it is because I'm playing with Abby right now. Play with your pets.
Yeah, go play with your doggies.
Play with your cat, play with your dog. If you got horses, go for a horse ride,
Yep.
Play with your pets. They'll love it, and they'll get your mind off of everything. And
don't go to dog parks, but you can still, take a walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, there is no evidence that that suggests that pets, domesticated animals like dogs and cats, can give you coronavirus. So,
Please don't
please,
take them to the shelter.
yeah, don't take them to the shelter. Don't mistreat them because you're afraid. Although they did say to limit how many people touch your pets.
Yeah.
But really you shouldn't be having a lot of people touch your pets anyway, because you're not supposed to be in groups.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
Social distancing is still in play. You can go for walks and take your dog for a walk and take your family out. But social distancing, you still have to be 6 feet apart, guys. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
even if that means, you might have to remind people. I know it sounds silly. I taped a sign on the front and back of me that says social distancing, please. 6 feet apart.
yeah.
To me, that's not being rude. That's just being honest right now. If you absolutely need to, put a sign on your dog's leash or collar that says, please no petting.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. Keep it short and simple.
Yep.
Exactly.
I want to say another. So I listen to a lot of EDM too. So another good artist to check out. His name is Blau, but he spells it 3LAU. And
wow.
I've been listening to the song Tokyo, and Touch is great. All of his music is great. Marshmello,
I love Marshmello.
Steve Aoki, Afrojack, Throttle is another good guy to listen to. Zed, and also check out rest in peace Avicii, but listen to Avicii.
Yeah. I was just about to ask about him because I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah. But if you want to know a song that has really, really gotten me to, two songs really that have really pulled me through, is All That We Are by Angels and Airwaves and Lifeline by Angels and Airwaves. Listen to those. Take a breath. We'll be okay.
Yep.
And I'll keep doing this. So, and I will also be. What was that?
I was just going to say one of the songs that I think everybody should listen to is Numa by Tool. Especially because it really helps, because part of the lyrics is wake up, remember, we are born of one breath, one word. We are all one spark, some becoming.
Oh, I like that.
It's from their newest album, Dear Inoculum, and I highly suggest everybody listen to Numa by Tool. It's spelled Pneuma, and it means, what is, I think Pneuma, it means the soul, spirit, or creative force of a person. It's a really good song, and it's been helping me since I started listening to it when they released the album last year, and I think it'll really help everybody else too, especially if you're a Tool fan.
Exactly.
So yeah, if you guys also have Instagram, you can follow me on there. My Instagram is Electric Panda, and I think I'll be posting stuff to my SoundCloud and things on there too. But hunker down, guys. Hunker down. Stay in place. Stop. Don't be socializing like you've been used to doing. I know that that's going to be tricky for some of you or a lot of you, but it has to be done, at least for the time being. And keep in mind that the more you social distance, the more that you self-quarantine, the faster that we will all get through this. And you're helping ease the strain on our healthcare system. So please do that. And also, again, share the word about not coming to Hawaii. You shouldn't be flying anywhere anyway, unless you're trying to get back to family. But when you do, at least here, there's a mandate for 14 days of quarantine. So if you folks out there are flying back to your family, self-quarantine for 14 days.
Yep.
At least. Okay?
And I would also like to give a PSA. I haven't done it in the past 2 episodes, I think. It is, please do not refer to COVID-19 as the Chinese virus. And please stop being hateful and xenophobic and racist towards Asian people.
Yeah.
Yes, there's no need for that.
Yeah, because again, they were dealing with this too. So, this is affecting all of us, and this is not a time to be divisive.
And just because someone is Asian does not mean that they're sick. So please stop it.
Yeah.
So please still go to your Chinese markets, your Asian markets in general. Most restaurants are still doing takeout, and a lot of the restaurants right now are really hurting because they've had to close down their dine-in services. But you can still get takeout, and you can still order it to go. So, and honestly, right now, with the way that normal grocery stores are running low on stuff, go to your Asian market. They're going to have a lot of the same things, and they definitely need our business right now as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they're clean, guys. They're clean.
Yeah.
Don't think that they're dirty. How would you like it if someone, took one look at you and said, "Oh, I'm not gonna fuck with that person because they look dirty," or you convince yourself that someone
dirty out of some fabricated lie.
Yeah. So don't do that. We stand together now as one.
Your punishment will be having to sing "We're All in This Together" from High School Musical. That will be your punishment. So knock your shit off.
Yes. And
coming from someone who does not like High School Musical and has never seen it, that is a big punishment.
I know, I never liked it either. So
yeah. So
I've actively avoided it. Sorry, Sam, I didn't mean to cut you off.
If you don't want that punishment,
Stop being a dick.
Stop being a dick. Yeah. And really, racism should have fucking gone away in the damn 1800s.
Exactly.
This is not a time to be that way.
Die with this virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no need for it at all.
Yeah. So,
and
we
please,
are.
if you're watching this podcast, please don't bring that racism and negativity here. We do not want it.
Yeah.
This is unnecessary.
This is not a place for people to troll. The aim
and
here.
If you try to troll us, we're not even going to acknowledge you guys. You're just going to get ignored.
Yeah.
We're not going to go on there and blast you back. We're just flat out going to ignore you.
Yeah. So this is a place for unity, collaboration, respect, love, and hope. That's what this is for. So, keep, again, before I end this episode, follow my channel, my YouTube channel, my SoundCloud. I'll drop it here again in the live chat. Please share it, like. If you'd like to be in it, contact me. We will arrange a time. I do this every day, so, and I'm usually up in the morning now anyway. So, you know, we'll get it together, and you know, we are strong, united. America, the sun will shine on us again. The world, the sun will shine on all of us again. And we will step forward into the new dawn together. I promise you. We just need time, and we need to give our healthcare system that time. So stay indoors and
Be safe, guys.
yeah, be safe. All right, guys. So I'll end this live stream right now. But before I do, I'm just gonna write this out. YouTube.
You know, and we said earlier too, while he's writing and finishing it out, we said earlier too, if you guys need help finding resources, please hit us up. We'll help you. You know, if you need help finding food, if you need help finding a safe place, please, you know, Sammy's most one that, you know, on this, my stuff isn't linked here yet, but you can easily get a hold of us. You know, we talk to each other all day long throughout the day, so please, if you guys need help finding resources, let us know. If you need to do it anonymously, that's fine too. We're not gonna report other people's problems by any means. We're just here to voice our own thoughts. So if you need help, you know, let Sammy know. If you guys have questions you want answered, or if you just have, you know, some fun ideas to pass the time, or, you know, some fun things you guys are doing, comment down below, and we'll try to get a Q&A going by next episode or something like that. You know, that we definitely could use some questions to answer and everything like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I will always be referring to you guys by your first name, unless you tell me otherwise. So you don't have to worry about me using your full name. You know, if you want to be anonymous, or, you know, you can use a fake name if you want. But again, this is a resource for all of you to feel better and, you know, comfortable and hopeful. And, you know, hold it together, guys. We are going to come out of this. And I'll catch you guys later on my live stream. So I'll stop my live stream now. Oh, before I do, I forgot. My Instagram is Electric Panda. And you guys can follow me there too. And shoot me messages. And see you guys later. Thank you for tuning in, for those of you that did.
Stay safe, everyone. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Love you guys.
Love y'all.
Love you.
All right. Okay.
Did that go well?
I think so.